welcome to the NBA Pub Hub. It's Pub Sports Radio. It's Monday, December 27th. Hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas and enjoyed the holiday weekend with family, with friends, with some good food. You ate, you drank, you smoked, you were merry, all that good shit. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And now we're back to a weekday and another Monday here on the show, and another Monday NBA card with a lot of games on tap. We got 7 tonight. We'll break them all down as we always do. Ian Cameron, Skee Profit, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham, ready to break down the card. Before we do that, though, let's pause and acknowledge the fact that we did pretty decently on the Christmas Day card when we were last with you on Friday. We had some good calls there. Certainly, we had a couple overs. We multiple people on this show like the Celtics and the Bucks game flew over the total. How about Boston? Nice job by them as well, covering in that game against Milwaukee, wire to wire. The Lakers and Nets, I was on the Nets. The over was a popular play as well. That got there in that one. So a lot of good results. We liked the under a little bit. I kind of said, watch out for that first game, Knicks and Hawks. Those early noon Eastern games on Christmas Day are a snore fest. They're usually ugly. They're low scoring. And it was like that with Atlanta, New York. So we had some good call. The one team that let us down, Phoenix. My gosh, Suns, what happened to you? We said you contain Steph Curry, you win the game and you cover. And they didn't contain Steph Curry. So that ended up being the problem on Christmas Day. So still overall pretty good show. And thanks to everybody that tuned in, by the way. I mean, over 2,300 views last I checked for our Friday show on Christmas Eve. So thanks to everybody for joining us. We appreciate it. All right, let's turn our attention to now how we're going to make some money tonight with the Monday card. We'll start with Houston taking on Charlotte. We've got Charlotte 7.5 point home favorites, 235 the total in this game for the Rockets. When you look at their situation, still no Jalen Green, still no Kevin Porter, it looks like, at least tonight in this game, although they're both questionable. So still a possibility for the two of them to play for the Rockets, but not a sure thing. Hamstring for Green, and of course for Porter, still that thigh issue that he's been dealing with going into this game. For the Charlotte Hornets, Miles Bridges is really the main guy, and PJ Washington for that matter. Both of them in COVID protocol, ruled out for this game. But everybody else should be accounted for tonight for Charlotte in this game. You look at the Rockets, they've kind of gone backward again. 3 straight losses, 3 straight non-covers against Charlotte, Milwaukee, and Indiana. You've looked at, for Houston rather, Charlotte. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games, although they did beat Denver 115-107, their final game before the Christmas break. Neither of these teams has been particularly good defensively of late. Certainly Charlotte, they've gone over the total in 5 straight games, and not good defensively from them during that stretch. Rather than a side in this game, I don't feel comfortable laying a number like this with Charlotte, but don't know if I want to back Houston. I would just bank on points with 2 teams that just aren't getting a whole lot of stops right now. So it's a high number, 235, but it's high for a reason. I think the over is still worth a look, even at the high number in this game. What do you think here, Skee, Houston and Charlotte?
Charlotte is 10-2 against the spread at the house, but missing Miles Bridges and laying a few possessions, I can't do it. So I'm with you. If I have to play, I'll lean over. I think Houston's gone over 6 of their last 7, and if I'm playing, that's the way I'll play it.
I agree. I mean, Charlotte's trending over, Houston's trending over. I know it's a high number, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Over for me in this game. What do you think, Dutch, here? Rockets hosting the Hornets.
Yeah, man. But real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. Be sure to hit that motherfucking like button like I just hit that Planet GMO. Get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. You already know it's Medicaid Monday. And I'm heavily medicated right now because I'm about to backwood this motherfucker real quick. Like, yeah, man, I'm not betting this game.
There you go. Didn't take long. There we go.
No, that's the only backwood I got for you, though, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Post-Christmas backwood. This is an ugly game. But by the way, it's Charlotte hosting Houston. I said Rockets hosting. No, it's Hornets are the home team here hosting the Rockets in this one. What do you like here, Wham?
Muted, my guy.
Here we go. There we go. Come on now. It's been a Christmas day. We had a great show. We was relaxing. But mostly here, I'm with you guys. I'm on this over here. I took it at 233.5 on the opener here. I love the over in this spot just because, man. Let's look and dive deep on these teams over the last 5 games. They've been giving up 3-point makes by the dozen. One is 14.6, and the other team is about 16.6. So they're going to allow the guys to shoot the threes on both of the ends. As far as Houston, they're probably going to get KPJ back. That's just going to help their offense out. I believe what they've been showing us over the last 5 games, their pace is a little bit slower. Before the season, they're a high-paced team. So I think they're going to have a pace in this game. As far as the total being high, like you said, Beno, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's high for a reason, you know what I mean? So I expect these teams to still do what they did last game. Maybe not at the expense that they did, 146 points, 143, maybe not that high, but in the 120s, we're going to get there. So I believe the over still is in play right now.
All right, good stuff. I agree completely. Over for me, and Wham liking the total as well. Skee kind of leaned to the over as well. Chicago and Atlanta. We've got Chicago here, 4.5, 5-point road favorites here, 211.5 the total in this game. There's been some money lately coming in on Atlanta, and it's because there's a shot for at least somebody to suit up tonight for the Atlanta Hawks. That being Trae Young. COVID protocol for him. He's had 1 negative test and could be cleared for this game tonight against Chicago if he has another negative test before tip-off. So there is a shot here for Trae Young tonight. Game time decision for him. Might be able to get cleared from COVID protocol. But other than that, it's going to be tough sledding for the Hawks. I mean, other than Clint Capella, Cam Reddish, they at least have Bogdanovich as well, but still a lot still out for this team. You know, you look at DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter, Danilo Gallinari, John Collins, all remaining out for sure for tonight's game for the Atlanta Hawks. So it's tough to back them. And even if Young plays, it's still difficult to back them because it's not like they've been playing great basketball. Meanwhile, their opponent rolls into this game playing pretty good basketball. Chicago, 3 straight wins for them. They've gone a very impressive 7-2 in their last 9 games. That's straight up 6-3 against the spread. Definitely like what I'm seeing here for the Bulls right now against a short-handed Atlanta team. Not saying I'm going to lay the points with Chicago, but it would be them or nothing for me. What do you think here, Skee? Chicago, Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm not sleeping. I'm either looking at my phone or looking at my stat sheet over here. That's all I'm doing. For this game,
keep them haters.
That's Skee's look. That's the way he
Keep them
appears on
haters,
camera.
Man, look, why y'all in the chat? It's the holidays, man. It's the happy holidays behind it. You know what I'm saying?
That's the way he always appears. He's not sleeping. Let's I don't want to see that ever again. I've seen that a million times in our chat that he's sleeping. He's not sleeping. All right, he's awake. He hears us. He knows what's going on. He's sleeping.
Get him, Urbano. Get him.
He's there. He's good. All right. Good luck with that. All right, you may continue, Steve.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I think, maybe they get a chance for Trae Young to play. I think I heard he has to get his second negative test, right? And if he already had one, I think they're just waiting for him. He has to take it 24 hours apart. So you see everybody betting Chicago, or at least that's what I see. The number, I mean, you guys can correct me. The opener I see was 6.5, and I see it coming down to 4.5. So, I think Trae Young is going to play. I see the over going up from 208 to 211 or something like that. So, I think he's going to be in. And if you're going to give me plus money versus Chicago team missing, they're missing Lonzo, missing Caruso, I think that hurts the offense and the defense. So it's been ugly for Atlanta lately, but if you give them 4.5 points at the house with Trae Young, I'll take it.
Points worth taking. You're right. Home underdog has not been a routine thing for the Atlanta Hawks this year. That's for sure. And you're right. I mean, Lonzo Ball, Caruso, there's still some key cogs out for the Bulls too. They've managed to get through pretty well without some of these guys. But, if Trae Young comes back, maybe that tilts the scales toward Atlanta a little bit. Dutch, what do you think here? Chicago, Atlanta.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Elliot V. I need money. My guy, Lucky Power. I see you, Zachary, Mark, Nick, everybody in the chat. Much love. Happy motherfucking holidays. Share the video. Hit the motherfucking like button real quick. Muchly appreciated. Yeah, man. I disagree, though, really. I think I agree a little more with you, Ian. Man, these motherfucking Hawks is missing way too much. Bring that little motherfucker back if you want, Trey. He ain't going to be right. I mean, he has busted their ass.
I was waiting for the Trae haterade. Bring it.
Hey, yeah, he might bring his little ass out. He'll affect the team anyways, but they're missing way too much, though. Way too much. I mean, we can name it. I mean, the last 2 guys just dropped 2020 on them. I believe they're not even playing tonight. One being JC and the other one, I believe, being DeLon Wright. Both out. And those are the only 2 motherfuckers that really been doing anything lately besides Reddish. And now you're gonna say little ass Trae Young coming back off of COVID is gonna save the fucking day. Get the fuck out of here, man. Hey, these motherfuckers on the back-to-back, these Bulls are, I believe it, right? And I'm not in love with the money coming, but it won't be the first time, and it sure as hell won't be the last time that I see that and still win money. And this is going to be that case. The Bulls, you could say it on a back-to-back. It's a little, situated with them playing the heavy minutes last night too, especially with Lonzo and Caruso, big old Caruso. Whoop-de fucking do, he ain't out there. But Kobe White, they got to back up Lonzo. This is the second game in 7 nights, so you can say it's a back-to-back, of course, but I don't believe they're a tired basketball team by any means. Now they have won 3 straight. You touched on that, Ian. They're shooting over 50% as a team in that span. So they're playing good basketball. I mean, DeRozan coming back, lighting it up. Levine's first game back had 32, and Big Vooch has been doing his thing. So by them 3 alone, I think you throw out fucking Ski and Wham Bam, and they beat the motherfucking Atlanta Hawks tonight. I'm just being real. If they don't cover this fucking 4.5, it'll be a motherfucking shame.
I'm locking shit down.
I like this spot here, though. I really like them early to a little more often. I like the first quarter -1.5, the first half -2.5. And this full game's going down so low, I'm probably going to jump on that 4.5 as well. But I like them early due to the back-to-back situation. But I clearly believe Atlanta's missing way too fucking much. I loved it at 5.5 when Trae was out. I'm not scared that Trae's coming back. Whether he be healthy or not, it still could affect him. The Bulls have lost the last 3 meetings, all by double digits. So I think they're going to take advantage of a team that's a little down and step on these motherfuckers. Trae has averaged 37 in the last 3 meetings as well. So I would like to see his ass not out there, or at least halfway healthy if he is back. But I like the Bulls tonight. We'll be on our bullshit in the ATL. Yeah, man.
There you go. Running to the
Let
Bulls tonight.
me ask a question.
Go
man.
ahead. With your shit. With your bullshit.
So I just want to know, if Trae Young comes back, who do you see defending
Who
him?
defends him? I knew you were going to go there.
Bro, okay, Trae could drop 40 tonight, and where else are you really getting? You know what I mean? Capella's back, and you got Bogdanovich. That's really it. Who else you got out there? You gonna bring you got no Lance
So you
Stevenson?
say Trae can eat, and they still just win.
I think Trae can have a good game tonight, and they can still win. Yeah, I believe that. I think but I do believe Trae coming back off COVID won't be 100%. And I believe if he is, it's still going to affect the rest of the team. Not to mention half the fucking team is missing.
All right.
Does that answer your question, Ski?
Yeah, we good.
There we go. No holiday
that
cheer
little
for
motherfucker
Trae.
Watch him go for 50 tonight, goddammit.
Yeah. No holiday cheer for Trae Young in Dutch's eyes right now.
Yeah, he bust Chicago's ass though. He do.
Yeah. All right, Wham. Anything you like here, Bulls and Hawks?
Yeah, man, I kind of would agree with you guys. I think the Bulls probably are, they could be pretty good here. I do expect Trae Young to probably have a good game, though, like you guys are mentioning as well. That could make some sense here. But Nate McMillan saying that the guys are logging in a lot of minutes. They needed the time to get away. But on the rest advantage, this team sucks. They 2-6 with the rest advantage, so they're not really that good against the spread. And we all know, as far as them being at the house, they lost 7 straight. So you know what I mean. That's a whole nother bulk in itself, though. But I don't know, man. This is a tough game. I do like the Bulls here, though. Just something I don't like the money coming in on me as well, though. So I kind of would feel like they're with you as well, Dutch. But other than that, it's backwood. It's a backwood, but it's an exotic backwood, I guess. But
Atlanta 0-8 at the house,
bro.
ATS. I don't know if I mentioned that, but come on, man. Let's ride that trend.
All right, we got Boston, Minnesota now. We've got the Celtics 6-point road favorites here. 214 the total in this one. Money coming in on Minnesota. I agree with that. I took the points already with the Wolves a few hours ago, and it's come down a little bit since then. Look, there's a lot of things I don't love for Boston. They're coming off Christmas Day. They led most of that game, of course, against Milwaukee on Christmas Day, and then they blow it basically in the second half, particularly in the fourth quarter. They end up losing 117-113. There's a shorthanded squad going into the game tonight. There's going to be no Dennis Schroeder. There's going to be no Josh Richardson, no Jason Tatum tonight for the Celtics. Chance there's no Marcus Smart as well, questionable for tonight with a hand injury. So definitely a wounded team a little bit right now. Not that Minnesota isn't. Minnesota's got a few key guys out, including Karl Anthony Towns again, D'Angelo Russell out. Anthony Edwards for sure. They're battling some key injuries as well, but certainly a little bit of a dubious spot for Boston, laying big points going into this game tonight against Minnesota. You look at Minnesota, all of a sudden they've covered 5 of their last 6, 5-1 ATS. The only loss was against the Mavericks. They beat the Mavericks, the Lakers, the Nuggets, hung tough against the Jazz, gave them a good battle December 23rd before Christmas break, and they've also got a rest edge now playing this game at home. So when I bet it, it was, let me see, I got to bring up my account here. What did I get on Minnesota here? It was 7 when I took them. It was 6.5 rather when I got Minnesota. Plus 6.5. It's +6, plus 5.5 right now. I still lean that way. I think it's a good spot for the home dog, even with some key guys out here against Boston now who have their own issues with Schroeder, Tatum out, and maybe Smart as well. And Smart, obviously, you'll miss his offense, you'll miss his defense even more if he doesn't play. What do you think, Skee, here, Boston and Minnesota?
Man, I disagree here. And, I just look at Minnesota. Can you even name like 3 starters for Minnesota? That's what I'm thinking right here. Like, who's even out there? So I look at Boston side. They still got a good amount of their key guys. Williams is going to start. Horford is going to start, right? Brown, Smart. I think it's still game time. He could be in there. So I have to pick them over whatever Minnesota's trotting out there. And I think you're getting a discount because Tatum is out with COVID. It's not like Tatum's been playing good anyway. So I think Boston is the right side in this game.
All right. Yeah. I mean, it's that's going to be the question here. Is Minnesota too depleted? But I know Boston, road favorites, laying these kind of numbers has not been their role this year. We'll see if tonight's a different story. What do you think, Dutch, here, Celtics and Timberwolves?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Viper. Yeah, I seen CO, I guess Colorado in the chat say, new name in the chat. Shout out to our dude. He said Jaylen Brown 30+ night. I agree, bro. I was waiting for these props to come out in this game. It was like one of the last games to come out, to be honest with you. And Jaylen, but it's 28.5. I'm not laying that, bro. It's 21.5 is what we were eating off of. And then with the 23.5 on Christmas, I stayed off of it. It hit. But at 28.5, without Jason, I can see it going again, but I'm not going to do it. But I will, I will endorse the over 3.5 threes. We've been getting it at 2.5. It finally went up to, minus 150, 160 now. So now they got it at 3.5 at plus 135. I think Jaylen gets that tonight. He's going to be chucking it. That's what he does. Check the numbers. He gets right around there. But yeah, they're starting to catch on a little bit with him, but then obviously with Tatum coming out. But yeah, this game to me is a clear backwood from a side perspective. I would lean Boston, but I'm not laying that many points on the road. I just, like Skee said, who the fuck's out there from Minnesota? But the more I see, I can see more people getting sitting out for Boston, because that seems what to happen a lot with that team right before game time. We see some players always being scratched out. So I'm gonna stay off that, but I do like Jaylen with them threes.
Hey, they firing this up in the chat today.
I know.
What they doing? Why? What they doing? I'm not even seeing, bro. They saying,
that's good. We like that. We
Jaylen
like
Brown should
the
eat.
camaraderie and the chatter. That's good. Makes the show more entertaining. When you got funny shit to say in the chat, makes the show better. Especially we'll bring it up. Like, I'm a Timberwolf guy. What can I say? I backed them a lot. That's because I've won with, especially lately. I took him against you. Nobody wanted Minnesota against Utah the other night. Who took him? I did. I took him against Utah. We'll get to Utah in a minute. They're a hazard to your bankroll laying points right now. The Utah Jazz.
Right,
we'll get to them in just a second. Wham, what do you think here? Minnesota hosting Boston.
Yeah, man, I would agree with you though, Babano. The only problem with me is as far as them scoring, as far as Minnesota scoring, that's the only issue though. But as far as their last 5 games, they have been number 8 in offensive rating. Like you said, who's out there now? Like they're losing guys by the dozen here. It's tough to back them in that aspect. But I want to go in here and jump on Marcus Smart as well. But the number is 5.5, everyone. So if we don't get the 5.5, doesn't make sense. We got obviously a lot of guys out. He has that 6.5 plus money. We're not going to touch that. He could possibly get it as well, but I'm not going to be betting on that. But other than that, that's the only thing that I was really looking into as far as first half with Minnesota. That's a possible look there, but mostly it's not. It's a backward at this point because I haven't bet it.
All right, but nothing wrong with that. Tough game, but I'm going to step in there with Minnesota again because they've been good to me. All right, Utah and San Antonio. We've got Utah 7-point road favorites here, 230 the total in this game. Utah's having a hard time laying points right now. I've said this now on a bunch of shows lately, and I warned people on Christmas Eve when we talked the Christmas Day card. I said, I know Luka's not playing and Dallas is going to be extremely shorthanded, but you want to lay 12.5 with Utah? With what we're seeing with them right now. I mean, they didn't cover against Minnesota. They barely beat Charlotte, and Charlotte took the lead in the fourth quarter. Utah needed a big rally just to get that to a double-digit victory. They lost as big favorites to Washington at home. They got pounded by San Antonio at home. I mean, this is just not a team I'm ready to lay points with. The only thing I worry about tonight for San Antonio, and even though I'm on the Spurs here, is it's a revenge spot for Utah because Utah had an ugly game against San Antonio last time out. It's not exactly something that they were happy with. I think they might want a redemption. And the Spurs played last night at home against Detroit. But in that 144-109 win, it has to be said, Pirtle, 15 minutes. Keldon Johnson, 23 minutes. Bates Diop, 25 minutes. Derek White, 15 minutes. I mean, everybody had their minutes paced in that game for the San Antonio Spurs. So nobody played a large amount of minutes. Everybody should be relatively healthy for second and back-to-back. And there's no travel because it was a home game last night, and it's a home game tonight. And DeJounte Murray, keep an eye on his status. It looks like he is probably going to miss again tonight for the San Antonio Spurs. Yes, indeed. So they'll be missing him again. So that's a concern as well. We know 17.8 points per game this year are going to be missed. Man, the revenge spot does bother me, but I'm on San Antonio here, +7. I am. I mean, laying points with Utah is just, they have way too many moments where they have these 3, 4, 5-minute stretches where they just fall apart. They're giving up a 10-2 run or a 12-2 run, and they go on a drought offensively, and it lets teams right back into the game. It happens over and over and over again lately with Utah. So I can't trust them laying 7. It's San Antonio for me. What do you think here, Skee, with Jazz and Spurs?
Yeah, I get Spurs are a little bit more rested than a usual back-to-back for certain teams. And also Donovan Mitchell out, but Murray out for the Spurs too. I don't know. I just think the Spurs having that rest advantage, I still think the way they play, they'll be all right without Mitchell. So I would expect them to bounce back. I mean, I expect them to win. If you ask me who's going to win this game straight up, I say the Jazz. And I look at the Jazz, 23 wins. 19 of them have been by more than 7. So I will be riding with the Jazz here.
Like in Utah, -7. Yes, they played Christmas Day late, but San Antonio played last night. So yes, there is a rest advantage here for Utah. And look, maybe they got to get away from home where they're laying more points, right? Now they're on the road and they're only laying 6.5, 7. So it's a little bit more of a digestible number if you're going to back Utah laying points here tonight. What do you think here, Dutch, with Utah San Antonio?
Yeah, shout out to our guy Nathan. Yeah, cheeros, man. G Martinez, I see you, my guy. Sweaty Butcher, what's up, my guy? Salute. Hope you're enjoying the holiday weekend, man. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, Bon Q. Yeah, the freshest look, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It lost 3 in a row, and I gave it did. There's only loss that lost on Christmas Day. All right, motherfucker. And the other hit I gave you was a +500 on the triple double. 3-1 Christmas Day. So you know what I'm saying? You're real sweet, bro. You're real sweet. But I agree. I will do better. But yeah, man, this game right here, I was looking San Antonio's way. I don't like that Murray's out because he's a big piece. But they do have quite a bit of cats to run the show. I don't want to say run the show, but they got a lot of cats to fill in. But this game, it does scare me a little bit. Utah's had their way with them up until that last meeting that obviously we did talk about recently, December 17th. San Antonio went outright. Or I believe they covered very. Did they win outright or did they? It was a close game and they barely lost. Big dogs. Either way, they covered. 16 points from Bogdanovich in that game. 6 of 12 from the field in 28 minutes. I look for him to step it up a little bit more. That's where I'm going with this. I like props in this game. I would lean the points, but I'm gonna go props here. I'm gonna go Bogdanovich over 19.5 points plus 100, so we get even money on it. Now. The prior 3 games he's had against these cats, he's averaged 25 points a game, 20 plus in all 3. Just coming off a game of 25 points here versus the Mavs on Saturday. I think that he'll fill in, get more shots, fill in for the Mitchell. Obviously, that's a lot of shots going out, not being there, and a lot of points. So I look for Bogdanovich to get 20 plus tonight. Fairly easy, to be honest. So I like that prop. And I also like Keldon Johnson. We're going to go over 15.5 points. I haven't locked this one in yet. I'm looking for a better number. It was minus 125. See what I can get. This was also one of the games that came out late with the props. But Keldon Johnson, man, he had 24 points against them in December. Just had 27 in 25 minutes. Didn't play much, only 25 minutes. He touched on the minutes from last night. I like this kid. I think he's a difficult matchup for Utah. I expect Keldon Johnson to get in the 20s tonight. Those are the two props I'll be looking at for this game.
Yeah, it's interesting. You got one critical player for San Antonio out, DeJounte Murray, and obviously critical player out for Utah, Donovan Mitchell. And by the way, he's missing them at least the next 2 games with lower back strain injury. So it's not just this game. He'll miss the next game as well for the Utah Jazz, which comes your way Wednesday night in Portland. So he won't play that game either for Utah. Wham, what do you like?
Yeah, I'm liking what Dutch was saying, man. I like that Keldon Johnson go have 20 points at plus 200, man. That sounds like a great valuable spot there. You know, he did it in 23 minutes, like Ian said. He wasn't really out there like that. But a lot of those guys in that team shot more than 15 points or something. It was a crazy stat that I seen revolving that game. That was their actual season high in points and assists, 39 assists that they had in that game. The Spurs against the depleted, of course, Pistons. But you're looking at the other side here. They played Christmas and they barely got by, you know, a Luka-less, KP-less Mavericks team. That kind of gives me an indication that maybe they shouldn't be laying this 7 here, even though they've been pretty good on the road. I believe 8-5 as a away favorite there. That's cool and all, but without Donovan Mitchell, a lot of your points has to be passed around. I could see Mike Conley even having to step up. Maybe him to have 20 points at plus money is a good look as well. But honestly, I'm gonna just stay away from this game as far as any props. I like the side here. I think the Spurs is the right side here. I like the Spurs plus 7.
All right, like in San Antonio, Wham in this one. All right, we go to Memphis and Phoenix. The Suns, 8.5-point home favorites, 220.5 the total. We warned those freaking guys on Christmas Eve, contain Steph Curry, you're fine on Christmas Day. And unfortunately, they didn't listen to us. They didn't, because Steph Curry had himself a game, and it helped the Golden State Warriors get a 116-107 win, 33 points, 10 of 27 shooting for Steph in that game. It got to the line quite a bit. So a very, very impressive game for him. And look, when he gets 30 plus, and you know, that was the difference. And look, Golden State, you know, pretty solid defensive game, held the Suns down to 37% from 3-point range, which wasn't bad whatsoever. But Golden State gets the win, 116-107. Bounce back time here now for the Phoenix Suns. They've been very, very good in this kind of situation off a loss all season long, which is usually the kind of spot I like to back the good teams in. And look at Brooklyn. They still haven't lost back-to-back games. They've been very good in that type of situation. Phoenix 4-1 straight up after a loss this year, but they're laying 8.5 here against Memphis. However, when you look at it for Memphis, very impressive, 127-102, considering there were guys that were announced out for Memphis right before that game against Sacramento last night. Including Dylan Brooks, including DeAnthony Melton, among others, not playing last night due to COVID protocol. So they lost a couple of key players there and still found a way to just absolutely dismantle Sacramento last night. So it was an impressive win for Memphis there, but you're not playing Sacramento now. You're also playing on the second night of back-to-back games going into this one. When you look at the minutes for the Grizzlies last night, most of them in the 20s. That's the good news. Adams, Bane, John Morant, all below 30 minutes. Actually, it was only Desmond Bane that played more than 30 minutes last night against Sacramento. So for a back-to-back, both teams, they're relatively fresh, I guess you could say, fresher than a lot of teams would be on the second of a back-to-back, but I ain't getting in Phoenix's way when they're off that kind of loss. They're the kind of team, they're the better team. There's certainly a squad that has been good bouncing back off a loss all season. You look head-to-head, last 3 meetings, 128-97 Phoenix, 122-99 Phoenix, 119-94 earlier this season for Phoenix against Memphis. Memphis has been non-competitive, blown out 3 straight games against Phoenix. I'm not ready to bet on that changing here, especially with the Suns angry off the Christmas Day loss. So for me, it would only be Phoenix, maybe a first half full game split with the Suns. What do you think here, Skee, Memphis, Phoenix?
I think I agree with you on the side. Phoenix, for the most part, pretty healthy, and you kind of mentioned it. They're off that loss. In general, they're a much better team than the Grizzlies, and Grizzlies just in a tough spot playing back-to-back road games, no rest. So, you know, I feel kind of weird about this game just because I think like a lot of people are going to be on the Suns, and it makes me nervous when it's like that. But I would be leaning towards the Phoenix side for the total. Both top 10 in pace over the last 5 games, and just looking at, let's see here, the last 2 weeks at home, Suns are 4-0 to the over, and last 2 weeks on the road, Grizzlies 3-1 to the over. Since they got Booker back, it's looking like some more points. So I like over, and I like Phoenix.
Yeah, it's true. I think the over is probably worth a look. Normally, I like Phoenix unders off a loss, but I don't think Memphis is going to have a good time of it trying to defend Phoenix tonight. So that could help your cause going over the total in this one. By the way, when you look at Memphis, they've been better lately. I mean, when you look at their result, they're 6-3 straight up and against the spread their last 9 games. But start to look at the victories. I mean, Houston, Philadelphia, when they were riddled with COVID. And Joel Embiid didn't play, and they beat Portland, and they beat Sacramento twice. Those were the victories for Memphis. It's not like they've beaten anybody close to as good as Phoenix during that time. So this is going to be a big challenge for the Grizzlies, who have been stomped by the Suns 3 straight times they've played them. What do you think here, Dutch, Grizzlies and Suns?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy JPZ, THC, RZA. I see you, my dudes. Yeah, this game I don't know, man. I really want to lay it here with the Suns, but I think 8 might be a little bit too much too, though. But I don't know. I got to see who's all gonna be suiting up here for the Grizzlies. But the Suns have smacked these motherfuckers. You touched on a little bit, Ian. They're 3-0 ATS straight up in the last 3 meetings, and average win is 26 points per game. So they be smacking these motherfuckers around. You get the Grizzlies on a back-to-back situation. Not a crazy back-to-back situation, but they did play last night. So I would only look Phoenix here, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna bet this game, to be honest with you. I was rather it be like up 6, maybe. 4-2 ATS last 6. And the Suns are 4-2. ATS last 6 against the number. With last meeting November with no DA, they won by 25 points. So DA's back in action. Everything to me just seems I shouldn't be scared to lay the 8 with the Suns, but the Grizzlies are kind of gritty. So I don't know if I really want to there. They did out rebound the Suns plus 13 in that game too. It still got blown the fuck out, and you expect that to get even worse with DA back. So. The more I talk about it, the more we sit here, and I like this, and I hear people on the Grizzlies actually makes me think maybe I should be betting the Suns here -8. I like it. In the 5-game win streak up until the Warriors giving up. They gave up 116 to the Warriors on Christmas Day. The prior 5-game win streak to that was they're averaging allowing 100 points per game. So it really is on the defensive end. I expect them to, off a loss that we get a good defense performance out of them. And the Memphis Grizzlies, on the other hand, I don't really trust them from a defensive perspective. So I think by, fourth quarter, the Suns should have this game in hand. But nothing official for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll say this. The Grizzlies have been good on the road lately. They've been good as dogs lately. They've been good as road underdogs lately.
Exactly.
And all of those ATS numbers are very good for Memphis lately.
Really good.
Really good. I mean, it's not a cinch to go against them laying the points here with Phoenix, but you look at that schedule, it's been light. They haven't beaten anybody of the caliber of even close to Phoenix. So it's a big step up for this Grizzlies team. And still, again, missing guys that were without last night at the last minute due to COVID protocol against Sacramento. Well, you beat Sacramento without those guys. Yeah, try doing that against Phoenix. It's going to be a lot harder. Wham, what do you think here? Memphis, Phoenix.
Yeah, you know what? This is going to be a really good game. I can't wait to watch this one. I believe that this will be a little bit closer than what the line says as well. I think Memphis probably is a little bit more liver than what people think. Last game, Desmond Bane, one of our guys, he only had 9 points. He was in hell. You know what I'm saying? I think he figured it out a little bit more in this game, especially without Dylan Brooks being in the lineup there. Along with John Morant. I do like his assist prop. I did take a stab at it at over 6.5. Plus money there, plus 113, I believe you could get still. I did take a stab at that. That's the only bet that I did make here, but I am feeling that this is a live spot for Memphis Grizzlies, just based off of what you've seen with them, even though it's a tough spot, like Skee said, road back to backs. That's like the worst scenario you want to be in. And both of these teams are I will say at least one of these teams has really got hit with COVID in the Memphis Grizzlies, rather than you seeing these other teams that kind of got injuries, if I'm not mistaken, knee injuries, and a few people, maybe one person on COVID. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of all the way getting together in the sun. So I understand the number. The only thing I took here was the 6.5 with the assist with Ja Morant, but I am liking the double as well, plus 300 with Ja Morant. I think he has to do a little bit more in this game. That's the reason why I kind of like Memphis here. So I think his production will be there today.
All right, we have Dallas and Portland next up. We got Dallas 1-point road favorites, 212.5 the total in this game. Pick your poison here. Look, I cashed, or I didn't cash. I didn't take it, but I leaned to Dallas against Utah the other night. They covered the big number there, but this is now in a price range where Dallas is a 1-point favorite. They got to win the game now, and that's totally different situation compared to taking double digits with them as underdogs, because they're still without Luka Doncic, they're still without Maxi Kleber, Willie Cauley-Stein, Trey Burke, and they've got to put a lot of pressure now offensively on Tilakina, Porzingis, who's going to play. It's unbelievable. We're doing the show, and we actually know officially that Kristaps Porzingis is going to play. Usually he's still game time decision at this time, but he knows he's going to play, or Dallas knows he's going to play, which is big. And Jalen Brunson's the guy that's been really picking it up, obviously, of late with all the key injuries. He scored 25, 18, 28, 19, 27 in the last 5 games for Dallas. So credit to Jalen Brunson. He's played well. He's picked up the slack with Luka and others out of the lineup. And of course, Kristaps Porzingis too. I mean, that was he's had some nice offensive games lately. In fact, Porzingis over points is what I like tonight. I think he's going to feast. You see what he's been doing lately. He's been obviously finally playing a string of games in a row together. That doesn't always happen for the guy. And obviously with the personnel they're without, you're seeing him having to put in more points. He had 27 against Utah on Christmas Day. I think he can probably find his way to points tonight. So Porzingis prop makes sense to me. But as far as the side goes, I'm not ready to lay a point with Dallas. The question is, am I ready to take Portland? And then you start to look at their situation. CJ McCollum remains out. He hasn't played since early in the month. Nurkic remains out. Robert Covington's out for them. The good news is Nasir Little is back tonight. He missed the last game for Portland, and he'll help them significantly. He's actually played well for them at times. And the big one, of course, Damian Lillard. Game time decision due to personal reasons. So that is significant. This is a guy that in his last 3 games is averaging 38 points, per game, trying to keep Portland afloat. So it's important for Damian Lillard to be in. If he is, I'd actually lean Portland here. And I haven't been looking to bet Portland very much this year. And it's not like they're playing good. Hell, they're off a horrific loss, horrendous loss, heinous loss, whatever you want to call it, 111-97 against New Orleans. I mean, that was just a terrible loss for Portland, their final game before the break. But man, they've been off since almost a full week, 6 days in between games, between that game and this one. Of course, Dallas played on Christmas Day a couple days ago. So if Lillard's in, I might bet Portland. I might pull the trigger on them, but it's a wait and see. I lean Blazers right now, but probably would only get to the window if we see Dame on the floor for them. What do you think, Skee? Dallas, Portland?
If Lillard plays, I want Portland here. Portland had 5 days off, and you know how I feel about rest advantage. You get them at the house 5 days with Lillard against Portland's missing a lot of guys, but so is Dallas. So I would take the Blazers. I'm just waiting on the injury report.
It's pretty much me too. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to take Portland, but it's very important for Lillard to be in there because you saw without we've seen some of these games that Portland's played lately. You want him in there for sure. But like I say, there's a big difference between taking points with Dallas, taking 6, taking 12, whatever the case, and now you're laying 1 with them on the road with this depleted lineup. And unless Porzingis and Brunson, those 2 in particular, are just going to go wild tonight. Those are the guys that have to carry the way right now for Dallas, and it's asking a lot of them to do it. Try to do it. At least they did everything they could against Utah the other night. Let's try to do it 2 games in a row. It could be asking a lot. Dutch, do you want to ask any of these teams to do anything for you, Dallas and Portland?
Yeah. Shout out to Jacqueline Martin. Appreciate the kind words. Happy holidays to you as well. Yeah, man. This game, if I bet it, I would probably bet the Blazers if Damian Lillard in, but I probably just rather bet Dame time, to be honest with you. Motherfucker been killing it. You touched on it, Ian. So I'll probably just look points with Dame time. I haven't seen any props for this when I was looking earlier pre-game. Didn't get down to it afterwards before show. So I got time for this one. It's the West Coast 7 p.m. I believe. So yeah, we'll wait a little bit on this, but I'll be looking Jalen Brunson and D little points. If you watch the show, you know we fuck with Jalen. He's been doing. He did his thing on Christmas night as well. You know, points or assists. Maybe just points this time with Jalen because I really look to attack that defense of P Town. And then, of course, I don't believe nobody on the other end will do anything to stop D Lil if he's out there. So I look for points probably in this game as well. But definitely from Brunson and my man Dame time.
Yeah, that was the Jalen and Kristaps show on Christmas Day for Dallas on that late game. Both 27 points. If not for those two guys pouring in almost 30 points, both of them, that game's not close. And they've got to be good. They got to be really good because you're missing Doncic, you're missing Hardaway, you're missing Burke, you're missing Kleba, you're missing some key the players that give you a lot of offense on this Dallas team right now. So they got to keep playing at a high level, both Porzingis and Brunson. What do you think here, Wham, Dallas, Portland?
Yeah, man. Like you said, Ian, it's tough to back this Portland team, though. I mean, just over the last 7 games at the house, man, they're only covered once. You know what I mean? Like 2 of the last 10 games straight up. This is just a win game here as well against a team that you know you got grit with the Mavericks. You know they're going to bring that grit. So maybe that's the reason why the line is favoring them now. I think it's flipped to the -1 at FanDuel here. I'm looking at this game kind of confused here, honestly, though, because if Dame is in the lineup, they got the advantage there. They may have the advantage down low for sure with Nurkic, even though he's not nothing to brag about
He's out
at all. Oh, he's out. Oh, he's out as well. See, that's
COVID,
it's too much here. But I was thinking more like you were saying, though, Dutch. Maybe this is a Dame time spot. Take that prop right there, and then if he's out, man, you get the push, bro. So yeah, that's probably the best way to go here in this game.
All right, good stuff. 318 live viewers. Hit that like button, everybody. It's a great turnout for a Monday. Watching the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. So make sure you hit that like button. We appreciate it a lot. And thank you, Mark Nick. I try to be a good moderator, but thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody in the chat joining us. Make sure you hit that like button. It is much appreciated. And we got the final game now on this Monday card. And we'll also throw out an opinion on the Dolphins and the Saints for the NFL Monday Night Football game at the end as well. But first, final game of this Monday card in the NBA. We got Brooklyn Nets, LA Clippers. Brooklyn, 3.5-point road favorites in this game, 213.5 the total, pretty much across the board in this one. It'd be Brooklyn or nothing for me. Brooklyn, I cashed a ticket with them against the Lakers. They've got a slight rest edge. They played Christmas Day, and that was a 8 p.m. Eastern game against the Lakers. And now they're playing here in LA. And again, no travel. That's the beauty for Brooklyn. It's not only the day off yesterday, but no travel. They get to sleep in the same hotel. You don't have to. You just bus basically from the same hotel to the Staples Center because you're playing in LA back-to-back games here with the day off in between. Meanwhile, for the Clippers, they played last night against the Denver Nuggets in a game that was an intense game. It was back and forth. You exerted a lot of energy if you're the Clippers trying to beat that Nuggets team, and you ended up having a lead in the fourth quarter and then let it get away. Denver comes back for the 103-100 win, and then you start to look at minutes. Man, 36, Bledsoe 36. You get concerned about that, building up tonight, especially with Paul George once again out, and he's going to be out not only tonight, he's going to be out for about a month with this elbow injury that he's now got. So it's a big loss, obviously, for the Clippers. Clippers can't score half the time with Paul George. Now without him, you're definitely going to miss what you can get. What are you going to get offensively? Batum's out again for the Clippers. Marcus Morris is a game-time decision tonight, questionable for this game. Of course, Reggie Jackson's out. The good news is Kennard's at least going to be there, but you're trotting out Bledsoe, Kennard, Man, maybe Morris and Zubac as your starting 5. I don't love that starting 5. Brooklyn's just a much better squad right now in terms of what they're going to put out there, even with the guys out. Like we're talking about Aldridge, Durant, Harris. There's some key guys out. Irving, of course, hasn't played in forever. There's guys out for Brooklyn too, but with what they're getting right now from your Claxtons and your Bruce Browns, and certainly what you've been getting from Patty Mills and even the Beard Saturday against the Lakers. James Harden had a terrific offensive game. That's still more than enough to totally overwhelm the Clippers in terms of firepower right now, and they're the rested team. I don't love Brooklyn as much as a Saturday, but I'm going to lay the 3.5 with them. I just think it's asking a lot for this decimated Clipper team on a back-to-back, exerted a lot of energy, stamina, whatever you want to call it, against Denver last night, and you got Brooklyn just waiting there with the day off yesterday to beat them. So Nets for me, if I'm betting this game, minus 3.5. What do you think here, Skee? Brooklyn Clippers.
Yeah, I agree. I'll be taking the Nets. I just, why is this line? It seems kind of low. It seems like they really want us to take the Nets, but I just can't really get behind the Clippers without Reggie Jackson, without Paul George, just missing a little bit too much over there. So, the Nets, they've won 5 of their last 7 games on the road. They've won and covered their last 3. I think that they will do it again here tonight.
Yeah, that was a great performance. We got to give we rag Harden, his conditioning. He lackadaisical, doesn't play defense consistently, but we'll give him his due. 36, 10, and 10 against the Lakers. It's a hell of a stat line for the Beard that night. And by the way, from a props perspective, you know what I'm going to be looking at. Harden points, I think, is worth a look. And certainly Mills. I've been on Mills points for a bunch of games now for this Brooklyn team, including the game against the Lakers. Easily went over that point prop, Patty Mills in that game. Those are the 2 guys you target, Harden and Mills. Those are the guys that are going to bring home the bacon right now for the Brooklyn Nets. Dutch, what do you think of this one here, Nets and Clippers?
Yeah, man, leads me right into where I'm betting this game. I mean, I agree with everything both y'all said. Especially I lean the Nets here. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I think with what they got back is they just got a better roster right now, even with what they're missing. But yeah, I'm going James Harden, man. Fear the motherfucking Beard. Hopefully he wasn't eating too much over the weekend, and he'll eat on the motherfucking court for 48 minutes there at the Staples Center or wherever the fuck y'all calling that place in LA nowadays. But yeah, man, over 27.5 points. Go ahead. What's it called?
The crypto.
Yeah, let me get it right.
Crypto.com arena now, yeah.
The crypto arena,
so James
bro.
Harden can get right, in that game and continue what he did in LA the other night. Yeah, you touched on it. He had 37, 10 and 10, 13 and 25 from the field. 7 of 11, had 11 free throw attempts and made some threes too. So, excuse me, that was his last meeting. I apologize. I'm reading this wrong shit. The last meeting versus these cats, he had 37 points off 11 free throw attempts and 4 threes. So I look for him to continue. That was with PG and Kawhi on the motherfucking court. KD did not play in that game, but he did have that little weirdo Kyrie out there with him. Obviously, he's missing that. It's going to be the James Harden show. It's going to be him. I mean, nobody else out there really going to shoot the ball besides Patty, and he's going to be looking to hit the 3. I would look for Patty over the 3-pointer prop points. I'm mad at that at all, but I love over 27.5 points. Drop the minus 120 on it for James Harden. It'll be fear the motherfucking Beer early and often. Just don't turn the ball over, man, and don't settle. Get to the free throw line. How do you not get 30 tonight?
Yeah, to me, it's and look, I just wish that for James Harden, it wouldn't always take Christmas Day, national TV, Lakers and LeBron to get that kind of performance out of him. Like, come on, can we get one of these games where against a bad team you're going to just elevate like that? Sometimes you just go through the motions in some of the games that aren't the bigger spotlight games. But 36, 10, and 10, he's capable of that. He's capable of that, but you don't always see it. So hopefully this is a night James Harden brings it like he did the other night against the Lakers. Wham, Brooklyn, LA Clippers.
Yeah, man, I'm with you guys. I do like Brooklyn here tonight. This is one of those games that obviously if this goes like a great day so far, we're going to definitely be on the Nets here. But I agree with you guys as well with the props. The props make the most sense here in this game to me. If you're going to get production and out of any of these teams, you want to key in on certain guys. Somebody in the chat say, who was BJ Boston? I mean, they gave the guy. Did they write the last game for him to score the last shot? Like, are they taking these games serious here without PG? Because I know they have a rough schedule here. coming up here. They got a rough schedule as far as travel spots. They're going to be at the travel disadvantage within the next week or so. I do know that, but at the most part, are they taking these shit? Are they taking this shit serious here? So I believe we are getting a team that is taking it serious in the Nets here. So I agree with you. They're going to have a better team out there on the floor. I like Patty Mills to have 20 plus points at plus money there. That makes sense there as well. What Ian was saying, and as far as what Skee is saying, there's a reason why I haven't bet the Brooklyn Nets like some of my other guys here. The line looks a little short. I thought this would probably be at 5, maybe even 5.5 here without PG. So it's kind of interesting to see that even without Kevin Durant, you still got James Harden coming off of a good game. So maybe he does come back down to earth, but maybe not a triple double, but still 30 plus though, right?
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, Mills to me is still a great bargain at that number. 20 points is basically all he needs. I think he can get that here. No question about that. It's been good to me, the Patty Mills process. Again, usage is up, shots volume is up, all because of who's out for Brooklyn lately. So he's had to take on more of an offensive burden, and he's not burdened by it at all. He's thriving with it right now. Good to see Noli Knows in the chat. By the way, check out the photo on Twitter. Jimmy the Bag was there in LA or in California yesterday. They were at Santa Anita opening day there at the track. Mirror, mirror, mirror. They at the track getting the horse racing done yesterday. A great crew. DJ Big Boss was down there. A bunch of people. I think Nut Flush, Alan was there. Just a great group. It was great to see everybody getting together, especially in these times, right? COVID's just beating the hell out of all of us. It's nice to see people getting together again, having a good time. And Jimmy the Bag certainly there with his family as well on vacation. So it's a beautiful thing, as Dutch Boy Fresh would say, to see that yesterday. Everybody there in California having a good time. All right, let's talk a little Monday Night Football. Miami Dolphins and New Orleans Saints. Lots to go over with this one just because of who's playing, who's not playing. Right now, Miami, 3.3.5 now in some spots, road favorites, 37.5 the total. So I got on Miami at +3 middle of last week, way before all this stuff hit the fan for New Orleans. That not only, of course, they're without Jameis Winston for the rest of the year, but now Taysom Hill's out, Simeon's out, and they're down to Ian Book, the rookie out of Notre Dame now, who will make his first NFL start at quarterback tonight for the New Orleans Saints. Obviously, it's asking a lot because Miami's defense has been pretty good during this great stretch they've been on. There is a concern, though. It's now 3.5, and New Orleans is going to lean on the run game with Kamara. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be Kamara up the middle, Kamara to the left, Kamara to the right, and they're just going to make sure they keep running it and maybe hope they wear down Miami later in the game. But Miami's run defense has been a little bit leaky at times, a little bit suspect at times. And when you look at opposing teams and opposing running backs, they haven't faced anyone like Kamara during this stretch that Miami's had. So you got some concerns here right now with this Miami run defense a little bit. I would still only look toward the Miami side in this game because I just don't know if I'm ready to trust Book against that defense. But I'm telling you right now, the run defense for Miami's got to be good because you're going to see a lot of Alvin Kamara tonight, and it's still 2 on the road. It's going to be a loud environment. Monday night game in the Superdome. Can he avoid the mistakes? And he's not exactly stretched the field. It's been more of an intermediate, short passing game and rely on running the football themselves, Miami. And then you start to look, too, at the win streak they've had. They really have faced a pretty light schedule, a pretty weak schedule. You have to keep that in mind about this little stretch Miami's put together. And that concerns me a little bit. So, yes, I'd still lean Miami now, but I don't like it anywhere close to as the number I got compared to -3 right now. But I would still lean Miami a little bit because, look, Jets, Giants, Carolina, Jets again, Houston. I mean, the one quality win was Baltimore, 22-10. And, they played a Baltimore team that was riddled with absences in that game as well. So that does concern me a little bit. But I'm still going to lean Miami, but I can't say I love it now as much at the 3.5. Certainly people have been betting the under as well in this game, and that makes sense. Probably will be low scoring. Skee, did you have any thoughts Monday Night Football?
No, I'm not betting this game like that. I didn't like it, and I got enough money on it in general. As long as Gesicki stays under 55 fantasy points, I'll be happy. And I need Jalen Waddle to do a little something for me. So that's all I'm looking for in football tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and that Saints defense, look what they did to Brady and the Bucks. And Brady and the Bucks turned around, put 32 on the board with a depleted skill position group yesterday against Carolina. So that made what the Saints did last week even more impressive, no doubt. Dutch, any thoughts on Dolphins Saints?
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to our guy Matty Ice joining us. Happy holidays, my guy. Salute. Yeah, man. This game, shit. I think I don't know. To me, I can't remember when last time the Dolphins was on Monday Night Football. Tua, I think I don't know. I think it might be a night for him to shine. I really do. I'm not a Tua guy at all, but this to me sounds like a night that Tua could get off. I mean, if he loses the book, I don't know if he'll be able to sleep with all the bullshit he'll get from it. So I don't know. I would just bet Tua. I have to bet touchdown. I think Tua might do something tonight, but he might throw 3 picks and do ass. So I don't know. This game to me is like Remo said, and my guy, I believe Keith said, it's a backwood for sure. But I have a feeling that Tua might show out tonight, and the Dolphins might handle some business.
All right. Yeah. So slightest of leans to Miami, but backwooding it here, Dutch.
It's a good Christmas story, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, Wham, what do you think here, the Monday Night Football?
Yeah, I don't have anybody going up the left here, so I'll just take this time to say I did start Braxton Berrios. Shout out to me. I'm pretty much going to win my league here. It's only right. So I'll just put that out there. But mostly, though, as far as the Waddle, I do think Waddle goes off, too. So he could be one of those guys that get the touchdown here in this game here. So I probably will look that way, his receptions over. And I do see that he is a part of a promotion here with Saquon, the Barkley boost or whatever. So he could be one of those guys that just go off jump.
Yeah, I agree with that. So should be interesting, though, because it's a big game. It really is. It's basically loser of this game is out. The loser of this game ain't making the playoffs. The winner of this game has an uphill battle as it is to make the playoffs, but the loser of this game certainly is out. They're not making the postseason. So it's
both of these teams are trash though when it comes to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, if they get in the playoffs, Dutch, are they really doing any damage?
No, they're fucking trash. Man.
No, they're probably
ain't get to the playoffs.
Yeah,
I hope not.
And they may not even get there
unless we stay them. I guess week 1.
Yeah,
we're the first week of the playoffs. We'll see, but.
Yeah.
These are 2 trash ass teams, to be honest.
Yeah, they're 7-7. They're the epitome of fucking mediocrity. These teams, 7-7. That's exactly the record says they're mediocre teams because they are mediocre teams. Both of them, 7-7.
That is a low total, though. I would say I would think that they probably would show some love here on the score. Maybe they go over the points.
I mean, that looks like a total from 1998 NFL football or 2003 NFL football, 37.5. You just don't see those very often.
That shit will go up too by game time.
Yeah, right. Some public money.
If you like it, bet it now. If you want some action on the over.
Yeah, definitely. All right, there you go, guys. Great show. Skee, Dutch, and Wham. We survived the Christmas holiday weekend, getting the new week started. We appreciate everybody joining us. 320 live viewers. Hit the like button. Make sure you do that if you haven't already. We will wrap up the show in just a second. We got best bets, Dutch's freshest look right after this. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101, Manscaped, promo code PubSports. 20% off your purchase using the promo code PubSports, Lawnmower 4.0, or any Manscaped product. 20% off, promo code PubSports. And MyBookie.ag, promo code PubSports. Again, great time of year. NFL, lots of college football bowl games left, including the 2 semifinals on New Year's Eve. You don't want to miss those. NBA, college basketball, NHL, UFC is going to start up again in January. Lots going on. Sign up for an account at mybookie.ag. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit. mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. All right, and Pub Rub, $14.99 and 2 for $25 on the website. Get it. Make that meat even better. Check it out, the Pub Rub, pubsportsradio.com. There it is. All right, it's time to
tell him, Ian, shave that meat and season that meat.
Yeah, of course. Improve it. All right, we got best bets. We got Dutch's freshest look as well coming right up. Skee, we'll start with you. What do you like for best bet?
Let me go last this time. I'm trying to put up some last second stats here.
I got you.
All right, freshest look.
Next, Dutch, go ahead. Freshest look.
Freshest look, man. We're going to La La Land. You know what it is. Fear the motherfucking beer. Gonna run right over the motherfucking Clippers. Over 27.5. Lay the juice. We pay the juice. They fucking pay us. Minus 120. That's good money.
All right, there you go. Dutch's freshest look to get the week started. All right, Wham, best bet.
Shout out to the Zachary. Pause for show. Pause. But yeah, we're gonna take the over in the Hornets game, over 235 and a half. 235, I believe you can get right now. 235. I believe both teams are going to have that pace here in this game, and they're going to allow the opponents to shoot the three. Guys like Kelly Oubre, of course, we've been knowing about that guy, and then Gordon, those guys to play well. Do like LaMelo here in this spot as well, but we're just going to keep going with the over 235 for the Hornets here. That's the best bet for today.
All right, there we go. Charlotte and Houston over 235. Best bet here for Wham for this Monday NBA card. And my best bet, I was going to go with Brooklyn, and I like Brooklyn, but I like Patty Mills over 18.5 points even more. This guy's just rolling right now for the Nets. And look, some nights Harden shows up, some nights he doesn't. I think I have confidence Mills shows up every night lately for the Brooklyn Nets. He'll get it done, I think, and get over 18.5 points is what I'm seeing in some books. Great value. Again, he's just feeling it. He's got the hot hand shooting the basketball for Brooklyn. Patty Mills, hello, mate, from down under. Patty Mills over 18.5 points for the Brooklyn Nets. That'll be my best bet for this Monday NBA card. And that'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Thanks to everybody.
Hey, Ian ahead of me because, I don't have a best bet. I haven't even made one bet today.
Oh, see, I'm so used to giving you the floor first for best bet. I forgot to give it back to you because you said you want to go at the end. All right, Skee, there you go. Best bet. You got anything?
Oh, man. I don't want to give y'all anything, honestly. So tomorrow or next time I'm on, I might have two to give you guys. I'll just do it like that.
There you go.
Oh, that bull ass shit. Come on.
Hey, I looked up the stats. It didn't check out.
Hey, this motherfucker
it be like that. Hey, it be like that. We got y'all right now. Take that Ja Morant. Take that Ja Morant over 6.5 assists too. Get paid, y'all.
Yeah, I'll say this too. Lastly, I'll say I'm waiting on injury news. I want Lillard in. I want Trae Young in. I don't want to bet before I know they're in.
There you go.
Trae's little bitch ass gonna play, man.
Pseudo best bet for Skee. Maybe you look Atlanta if Trae is in. Maybe you look Portland if Damian Lillard's in. But officially, no best bet, which is okay. Actually, I always say best bet. It's okay to say no. I mean, we rarely ever do. I never have. I don't think I've said no best bet today. But if you really don't love the card that much, it's okay to say no. Just say no to best bets. Sometimes is the best mood to go with. Great stuff, though. Dutch, Skee, Wham, starting the week off right. We'll be here. We're here every day this week again, even New Year's Eve. And New Year's Eve, we're bringing the booze again. Holiday booze coming to the show again Friday. New Year's Eve, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific on Friday. So make sure you bring your festive New Year's drink with you on Friday's show. We'll have a lot of fun with that. Great stuff. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button on your way out. We'll be back with you tomorrow for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Skee Profit, Trot Wham, Dutch Boy Fresh. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Monday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video if you can. You already know it's Medicaid Monday. Y'all stay heavily medicated. Stay fresh. Stay blessed. Let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.